Happy Week 8 Fantasy Football Gurus, Scott Gulbranson from Sportsnaut. Man, I had a great Week 7, partially because I listened to our in-house fantasy expert Vincent Frank last week, so I'm riding high, and I think I've got this thing turned around. Now, let's do the same for your team. Here's who you should sit and who you should start for NFL Week 8. First, the quarterbacks. We start with Jaylen Herz of the Philadelphia Eagles. After a stellar performance against the Dolphins, Hertz is aiming to leave a mark once more against the Washington Commanders. Despite a few hiccups this season and a nagging knee, the odds are in Hertz's favor with Washington's track record of letting fantasy quarterbacks soar and having given up 14 touchdown passes. It seems Hertz is set to hurt their defense again. Expect Hertz to deliver some real pain on the field. Jaylen Herz, the Eagles, start him. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Kirk Cousins ladled up against the 49ers defense last week, but that's not the usual flavor against San Fran, who've allowed a mere 5 touchdowns versus 10 interceptions. Meanwhile, in the Cincinnati Chili Bowl of fantasy football, Burrow's been more mild than spicy, entering Week 8 as a tempered quarterback too, despite hints of recent zing. Joe Burrow, sit him. Alvin Kamara, New Orleans Saints. In the Big Easy, Kamara's been jazzing it up in PPR formats, catching a Mardi Gras parade-worthy 35 passes in just 4 games. While Saints quarterback Derek Carr seems more focused on serving up beignet-sized passes, Kamara faces a Colts defense that has been as open as Bourbon Street, allowing 10 touchdowns and an 81% completion rate to running backs. The playbook here is as clear as a Crescent City morning. Alvin Kamara, Saints, start that bad boy. Josh Jacobs, the Raiders. We know we told you to start him against the awful Bears last week, and that was a bust. But we won't make the same mistake twice. Jacobs is playing his cards like a bad hand in Vegas, averaging under 3 yards a run. Betting on him against the Lions' defense, which has allowed fewer than 400 rushing yards all season, is like doubling down on a losing slot machine. Josh Jacobs, take a seat. Odell Beckham Jr., Baltimore Ravens. Just like the streets of Baltimore in The Wire, the fantasy football game is all about strategy and alliances. OBJ, once lost in the shuffle, is now rising like Stringer Bell, with Lamar Jackson eyeing him more often. Last week, he was Jackson's top pick, nabbing 5 receptions. As he faces the Cardinals defense in Week 8, which has been porous as the BPD's case against Avon Barksdale, expect OBJ to make his mark. OBJ, start him. Puka Ngata, Los Angeles Rams. Like a lone Islander adjusting to a newcomer, this standout rookie felt the waves of Cooper Kupp's return, reeling in just 4 of 7 targets for a mere 26 yards. However, he rode the tide and delivered a stunning 154-yard showcase against the Steelers. But as Week 8 approaches with the clash with the Dallas Cowboys, confidence in Ngata drifts away, with Stafford sending 28 flares Kupp's way in the last 3 games and Dallas's defense proving to be formidable reef, allowing only 48 catches to wideouts this season. Ngata might just be lost at sea. Puka Ngata, sit him. And last, the tight ends. Dallas Goedert, Philly. Goedert's been grilling defenses like a master cheesesteak chef, especially after his sizzling show against the Dolphins last week. In the past 3 games, this tight end has piled on the toppings with 18 of 22 catches for 236 yards and 2 touchdowns. As he preps for Week 8, the Washington Commanders' defense looks like easy pickings. 3, 2, 1. Looks like easy pickings, or should I say whiz, given their 72% catch rate and 4 touchdowns allowed to tight ends this season. Dallas Goedert, Philadelphia Eagles, start him. And Noah Fant, Seattle Seahawks. Brewing up the stats, Fant has a steamy 92.3% catch rate with Geno Smith's passes over 6 games, but it seems Smith's been giving him just a drip of attention, targeting him only 13 times. And as Seattle grinds against the Cleveland Browns in Week 8, who've just allowed a shot of receptions to tight ends with only 14 in 6 games, it might be best to let Fant cool down on your roster. Trust us, you won't be left with a bitter taste later. Noah Fant, Seattle Seahawks. Sit him. All right, there you have it. The key to winning your fantasy games this weekend. Do me a favor, please subscribe here to the Sportsnaut YouTube channel and hit the notifications bell Also, leave comments down below. Let us know how you're doing in your league. Also, tell us what you think of our sit 'em and start 'em. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.